Hi, my name is Eileen Garcia Ramirez, and today we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter, a movement that was defined by social media. Now, we're really going to focus on how the movement had sparked and what it did to bring change to the community or society. We're really going to focus on George Floyd's story. Now, when we talk about George Floyd's story and how social media played its role into that, you're probably asking, where are you going with this? Let me get there. On May 25th, 2020, Mr. Floyd was in the hands of Officer Derek when Officer Derek pinned Mr. Floyd to the ground and had his knee on his neck for 9 whole minutes. Now, just take a moment to really think. How would you feel? What would be going on through your head if somebody pinned you down to the floor for 4.5 minutes? I'll give you a moment to really think about that. Now, you're probably saying it would hurt. You wouldn't be able to breathe. Well, Mr. Floyd felt that pain for twice as long as you would. Now, when Mr. Floyd was pinned onto the ground, in the video, if you've ever seen it, you can clearly hear him say, "I can't breathe." And he continued to say it, "I can't breathe." Now, once this information had hit the social media, or not even the social media, the news, it caused looting, protests. Some were peaceful, some were not. It caused fires, it caused riots. It was just chaos. Now, what about from the officer's perspective, you may be asking? The officer felt like he was receiving multiple threats towards him and his family. So they started a movement called Blue Lives Matter. Now, when you have a movement called Black Lives Matter that's supporting George Floyd and trying to find justice for him, then you have a movement called Blue Lives Matter that's focusing on the cops' perspective. Those two movements obviously have disagreements, so everything is not going to go the way that it should in a peaceful way. Social media spreads information very quickly. Once it hits social media, it is out for the world to see. Now, when George Floyd's story had hit social media platforms, it caused millions of people to seek justice for him and change within the police department. After sharing George Floyd's story and really going into depth about it within his story, the officer's story, and the public responses around it, you can clearly see that social media is a very powerful platform. No matter whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever is posted on social media is meant for the world to see. And it spreads very quickly, just as his story did. So that is really how social media played its part within George Floyd's story and how it spreaded information. And you could just clearly see that social media is very strong. Thank you so much for your time.